Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Alpha Mega and Turkey. So I have just a little bit of time, so I decided to make one slightly longer episode. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. But these episodes are getting a little bit heavier. At least it feels like that, because we have quite a lot of things coming to us. We are already on the path to 1940. And I don't feel our army is anywhere near ready. We are certainly making advances. We're going to get more units. We're mobilizing our people. We are now working even on the Air Force. Our Navy is getting slightly stronger. But again, we really aren't anywhere near where I thought we would be at this point. The biggest issue that we have is that when it comes to our mountaineers, we have still a very limited amount of them. Now they're getting much better. They are going to be ready very soon for the advance, but the issue is that they still have only 3 divisions. And I don't think we're anywhere near the possibility of getting more. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use the regular infantry as blockers and the mountaineers as the units that are going to advance. That is certainly a possibility, but I was really hoping to have at least 6 divisions, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. We are soon going to get the expanded Special Forces program, and we're going to continue pummeling the Special Forces doctrines to see if we can get something better, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, we will soon get the machine guns, which we're going to deploy. That's going to make them slightly stronger. We're going to give them what do they call it? Maintenance battalions, and we are going to also start thinking about deploying heavy artillery. But for now, you know, we're just gonna try to look into things as they will come. We need to finish the rubber refinery, at which point we can start producing the armored cars, which will be another addition to our mountaineers. And then we will need to dedicate a significant amount of factories to the anti-tank guns, which we do not have at this point. We don't even have a single one of the light artillery Zerdeligi guns that we have designed a long time ago. It's so bad that we actually are getting to the point where we might consider researching the subsequent light anti-tank, which, you know, Farpoint is much better. You know, they have, you know, nearly, well, it's not nearly double, but about 50% more piercing. They also have way more heart attack, so it might make sense to go directly to them, but we'll see. The medium anti-tank is also pretty cool, but the IC cost for that one is significantly higher, but I cannot say that the piercing would be worse. It is much better, but I think they add significant, oh god, they add significant penalties for the mountains, so that doesn't really make any sense to us. What about you guys? I don't think you do. Yeah, you do just a little bit of that. Now I have to stick with the light anti-tank, so the Zeradehovigi will have to be the ones that will produce and will upgrade them. Because, you know, in this kind of territory, the medium anti-tank is not gonna do us any good. Alright then, I mean, we have everything cut ahead for ourselves. Treaty of Moscow. Okay, they kept their word and they split Poland as per the agreement, which doesn't really mean anything good for us specifically. Alright, our submarines are preparing. You guys are not doing anything, but we are upgrading or refitting the 2 destroyers that we have, and we're preparing to construct more. So the Navy is working. We're still exceeding the Special Forces cap, but we know about that. So what's gonna be the plan? The recon radios, that's fine. We're getting the armored trains, we're gonna start producing those. The machine guns we've already covered. We got fuel refining and schools. Schools will be important because they are going to allow us to train the workforce. That is something that we want to do. Food relief program. Interesting. But yeah, training the workforce I'm gonna do because of the war support. We're also gonna start the war propaganda against the German Reich, because that's also gonna give us a boost to war support. Now, I'm not saying that we'll be able to get to 50%, but if we by any chance could do that, we might be able to switch to war economy, wouldn't we? Actually, yes, we could do that. We just need 50 extra war support. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get there. It would be ideal if we could get there before the war starts, but we're gonna do whatever we can. So which one is better? We're going for the Ankara aircraft factory. Heavy fighter models and air doctrine. Okay, let's go with you. Establish air brigades, because they will be a little bit better. So with you guys done, I'm gonna go back to these and I'm gonna start working on this. Yes, okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Are we working on anything in regards to rations? Yes, we're working on the freon refrigeration, which is gonna lower the spoilage quite significantly. I mean, we have like 90 spoil, so that's, that's nothing, but we'll have to start importing significantly before the actual outbreak of the war, because that's where the fun begins. Alright, so what's the next thing we're gonna put at you guys, because you are the funny man. So the combat engineers, definitely. And then we're pretty much done. Then it's just the anti-tank and the heavy artillery if we want to, but we really do not have the armor factory capacity, and we haven't even researched it properly. At this point we might want to, we should be already here, and we're still using these ones. Where are they? Here. 203mm Skoda, which, okay, defense, fair enough. Well, surprisingly the heavy artillery didn't make that much. They're making massive collateral damage though. Heart attack. We really need to start thinking about building some of those facilities for secret usage, but they are so insanely expensive. I don't think we can even afford that ever. Anything here that we might want to get? Yeah, let's just go with this. I'm not gonna upgrade the current ones, but the future ones we will. Oh, this is crazy. And we're already losing war support and stability again. So this is where the schools are gonna come into play, because they will add 5 and 5%. So they're gonna cover for us a little bit. And we're, nowhere near an immediate risk. Kind of surprised that we're starting to bleed out stability. I think Ataturk had, or someone was, giving us a massive boost in that regard. Yeah, you would be just not that useful. Intellectual efficiency. Operatives. It's not that useful. Xeno. We can actually get one more here. That's interesting. Alpha population, weaker stability, and political power gain. Or you? Base stability. You extract more resources. Actually, an interesting. You extract 6% more resources, but you actually send 10% to the market. What kind of logic is in that? Alright, so we finished the recon radios, and now we can do the infantry radios, and that's the craziest one of them all. Because if we go ahead, wait, where is it? Here. And we put the radios on the support battalions. That's fine, but now we will need to add additional 2,000. I don't think we have anywhere near that much, but we should. Yeah, we already have 700 of them, so it's not that bad per se. We can get there, you know, it's not an issue. Yeah, but we'll see. And this is also, you know, to be fair, this is actually going to massively increase the organization of our units. It's gonna be pretty good, so it is definitely worth it. We want to put signal detachment on you guys. I mean, it would maybe makes sense. If we did that, what would be the... I cannot see it, it's too expensive. Alright, how we're doing on... Okay, another factory is coming soon. We wanted to start producing the armored cars, but I think I can kill a little bit of... Well, can I? I wanted to say I can take it away from some other places, but we really don't have that many places to take from. I mean, reasonable, I could take one... No, I can't. Not even the light artillery. Yeah, we'll have to build the 2 extra factories. They are going to be used for that. But I could take away a little bit from the mortars, because I think we have enough of those in stockpile at this point. Yes, 9k. That is definitely more than enough. So we're gonna cut them to 1 and put 3 of those on the machine guns and 2 of those on the armored cars. Alright, that actually sounds like a reasonable plan. Because enhancing our units with machine guns is a really good idea. And how important are the infantry guns? What do they give? Defense, soft attack. They give a lot of breakthrough. And defense and... well, machine guns are almost as useful as the infantry guns. We'll see, we effectively need to add everything. It's not like we can skip on something. So, what did we want to do here? So we're waiting for the machine gun. So in the meantime, let's put you just on... Let's put you on... What are we gonna put you on? What would make sense? I could actually put you on radios, because we'll need a lot of those. So let's do that, and when we get the machine guns, I'm gonna cut the factories from mortars and put them on that. Missing a little tiny sliver of steel. Black market activity. What? It's the agriculture and farming. What the hell is black market activity? With European flames and many goods are hard to come by and people are finding alternative means. The effects will lessen slowly over time, but we may want to take a more active... Oh wow, when did this one come? So that's what's really screwing with us when it comes to stability. Alright. I have no idea where that one came from. And stagnated economy. Alright, these ones came... War has significantly impacted trade and the flow of crucial supplies. Without the urgency for direct action, the economy is slowing. Holy hell. That's interesting. I had no idea that these were there. The game didn't really tell me about the... I understand them, you know, and I agree with them. I just wish they told me. Alright, well, that's a little bit crazy. But it makes sense why we feel that our economy is struggling so much. Alright, well. Cool. And the invasion of Finland has started. I have to play Finland one of these days. I wonder what kind of challenge that is. I mean, what kind of challenge? It is a super difficult situation. But Finland has enough cards to repel that. The Republic of Finland rejects Soviet demands. Soviet diplomats have presented an ultimatum to the government of the Republic of Finland, demanding border adjustments in the region of Karelia. Despite a significant buildup of Soviet forces on the border, Helsinki has rejected these demands, stating that not a single foot of Finnish soil would be given willingly to the Russian aggressors. International observers fear that a Soviet invasion may be imminent. It was, and it was one of the biggest humiliations Soviet Union ever suffered. Alright. So, how's the 6th of Jan, right? Yes, so 1 more month. Get there, don't worry. And we will definitely need more energy here. So you know what, I'm gonna focus on the power plant right now, because if we want to get more factories, we need to get more done. Alright, you guys can get the combat engineers. It's gonna help you as well. Alright, you guys now fully re-equipped. Yes, you are. Radio equipment, improved recon. The Shimshik mortars, Bozdolans. I'm burning through a little bit of the stockpile doing these trainings, but they are helping with the experience gain quite significant because of the Turkish military staff penalty. I mean, is there any... Now you remove those somewhere. New tactics, undeveloped army. Wow, offensives, traditional warfare, that's not what we want. Get the Roman petroleum here. Yeah, those are also pretty good. Complete the second 5-year industrial plan. Do we still have the Ottoman debt, or did we get rid of it? I think we still have it, don't we? Yeah, undeveloped. Yeah, we have a little bit of it. The end of the League of Nations. With the declaration of war on the Republic of Finland by the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, the League of Nations have failed in its attempt to preserve peace. Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin opened and mocked the League's inability to do anything, and with that took his country out of the League. With other world leaders also questioning the point of the League of Nations, if it can prevent conflicts, the days of the League are de facto over. While the Council continues to meet, no one expects it to actually accomplish anything anymore. Whatever authority they had is long lost now. And war overshadows the Nobel Prize ceremony. Adolf Hitler, nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by the Swedish politician E.G.C. Brand for promoting the Brotherhood of Nations and global disarmament, is unlikely to receive a prize in his lifetime. But no one else will receive the world's most important award this year either. The Nobel Prize Committee decided that no one else is worthy of a peace prize this year. Understandable, since war has been raging again in Europe for several months. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine 1939 was awarded to Gerhard Domach for the discovery of the antibacterial effects of Prontocell. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry 1939 was divided equally between Adolf Friedrich Johann Butenandt for his work on sex hormones and Leopold Ružička for his work on polymethylines and higher terpentines. The Nobel Prize in Literature 1939 was awarded to Franz Emil Celanba for his deep understanding of his country's peasantry and the exquisite art with which with which he has portrayed their way of life and their relationship with nature. The Nobel Prize in Physics 1949 was awarded to Ernest Orlando Lawrence for the invention and development of the cyclotron and for the results obtained with it, especially with regard to artificial radioactive elements. For the first time since the introduction in 1901, there was no banquet and festivities. Let's hope for a better one next year. I will hope, but I'm not hopeful. Alright, we can actually get better uniforms now. So let's go with field uniforms free. I think they give us a little bit of a boost, don't they? Yes, higher defense and a little bit of recovery. So you guys research that. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to put in the machine gun that I wanted. Alright, so the machine gun 2 is going to be renamed to Tomik M48 ADAR. We cannot really upgrade it in any way. We're gonna put it there, have it perform as well as possible. Put 3 factories on it right off the bat. And I'm thinking, okay, we're getting a little bit better on the support equipment. Alright, let's put one more on it from the Mountaineers, because we're actually doing pretty good. So yes, I know that machine guns are not being used by anyone, but we're producing 4.22 per day. And we're gonna start putting them on our special battalions. They need 288. So let's just look at them. You now have soft attack 86. Okay, let's go with 87, 9.3, 90.91, and 35. And if we put the... No, actually, let's wait to build up a little bit of a stockpile, and then we're gonna distribute the machine guns and see what effect they will have on our units, how much stronger they will be. My guess is not much, but also, speaking of machine guns, how many will we need for infantry? Yeah, 5,000, we checked that already, I remember. Well, I mean, we'll produce about 12 per day, so we'll get there eventually. I might start pouring more factories into that eventually anyway, too. But we shall see. Alright, we're gonna be done soon. They're losing a ton of radios on this drilling though. It's not great. When are we getting 88 days? It's not great. I feel like we might want to stop these exercises now just for the hell of it. Let's not waste more equipment. So free on refrigeration is gonna bump up the amount we get per day. But before we actually turn into this, paratrooper field uniforms, do we want that? I don't think that's good enough. Factory output. Actually, wow, you can go into anything else at this point. I forgot about that. I'm gonna give us more steel. It's production efficiency cap and output. The cost is crazy though, 101 days. Alright, let's go for chemical industry 2. The factory output, supplies, and... Well, I mean, this is not going to help us now, but, you know, in the future maybe we'll build another one. So let's get chemical industry 2. I should have probably waited, because, you know, we would be building much faster, but alright, I mean, we need to get them anyway. So how many machine guns do we have right now? 30. 25. Okay, 28,000. And you are getting very close to the... Actually, it's so close that we will now get 2 military factories. Awesome. And 5 building slots in Ankara. Nice. There was no description either, right, for this one? Yeah, no description. Alright, so are we suffering from something, or... Nope, not really. Germany, how about you hook us up? We really need more food. Yeah, but the decay is significantly lowered, so that's good. We're gonna bump up the stockpile for a little bit. The 1949 Erzincan earthquake. Oh, Sivas removes one infrastructure. The 1949 Erzincan earthquake struck eastern Turkey on 27th of December with a magnitude of 7.8 and a maximum Mercalli intensity of 12, extreme. This was one of the largest in a sequence of violent shocks to affect Turkey along the North Anatolian Fault between 1949 and 1999. The first stage of the earthquake killed about 8,000 people. The next day, it was reported that the death toll had risen to 20,000. An emergency rescue operation began. By January 5th, almost 33,000 had died due to the earthquakes and to blizzard conditions, followed by heavy rains that caused floods. So extensive was the damage to Erzincan city that its old site was entirely abandoned and a new settlement was founded a little further to the north. In the next few years, there were 3 more 7+ magnitude quakes in the region. Turkey soon adopted seismic building regulations. Alright, so let's see how that goes. The limit is 7%. Well, it still hasn't recalculated, it seems, so let's see. What's next for us? Acclimatization, code acclimatization, and then you get soft attack and organization. I don't think we finished everything here, have we? Yeah, we don't have the fortress defense. Is that the only one that we're missing? And this one, the stormtrooper assault. Okay, we need to save a little bit of experience for those. For now, let's get the survival training. Our special forces will often fight behind enemy lines and in short supply. We need to train them to endure harsh weather and fight with limited supplies. Okay, well, that's that. I think a war propaganda against Soviet Union would be a little bit better. But with the terrible situation we're facing, it's really kind of harsh to deal with. Alright, so we'll start getting more factories. Those 3 are actually gonna go all to armored cars. France demands that all nations embargo Germany. France is attempting to starve Germany of strategic resources. To that end, France is demanding that all European nations that are still conducting trade with Germany embargo them immediately. This would stop all trade with Germany, massively angering the Reich, and may even give Germany a reason to declare war on us. Refusing might upset France. It looks like we will need to choose a side sooner rather than later. Embargo. Refuse. Our trade with Germany is too valuable. Yes. That's the choice. Okay, so it did bump it up to 12%. So we definitely can get another unit here. Alright, so you'll now have 62.9. Because the reasonable thing would be really, we don't need these guys at all. So turning them to the mountaineers would make so much more sense to me. Alright, let's actually consider that. We would need only a little bit more mountain artillery. Will we get any extra boost to the size of the forces down the line or not? No. Not really. But if we increase army strength, we will, because we will start distributing more battalions. Like, I could actually research things like the field hospital and the logistics company and just attach them. That would make them way better. Alright, let's actually do it. I mean, we really need to do this. So let's turn you guys into them. Okay, we got schools 1. That ought to help us with training the workforce, but because we're not gaining any political power at all, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for that to have any effect. In the meantime, though, can we now go with something? No, you're still way ahead of time. But we can get advanced military production, which will hurt our stability even further, though. Which ones were division attrition? You're helping with stability. Okay, let's get civilian works too now, because they will help with stability, and that's something we need to get a little bit better at. Oh my god, we are really bleeding out. Bleeding out stuff here. I was really not expecting to be hit so hard. So when are we gonna lose this? We have 3.7, so basically 9 weeks. That is 9 weeks times. Alright, that already means we are not going to get this soon enough, because it takes 90 days. Snap. The game might force us to demobilize again. I need to figure out a way how. Okay, we could do a military parade, which would give us 14 political power. Yeah, we'll need to do straight up war propaganda. You're gaining. So I know we could get above 2. That's really not good. That's really not good. I'm not gonna pretend like that is good, because it's not. Alright, so we are 26.2% above the limit. So what we're gonna do here now is we're gonna merge you into this and have you train. End of the Balkan Pact. The Balkan Pact was a treaty signed by Greece, Turkey, Romania, and Yugoslavia on February 9, 1934, aimed at maintaining the geopolitical status quo in the region following World War I. The signatories agreed to suspend all disputed territorial claims against each other and their immediate neighbors following the aftermath of the war and the rise in various regional ethnic minority tensions. The Balkan Pact helped to ensure peace between Turkey and the independent countries in southeastern Europe that had been part of the Ottoman Empire, most importantly Greece. But it failed to stem regional intrigue that encouraged the military intervention by Germany, Britain, and the Soviet Union during the Second World War. Okay, we're cancelling guarantees. Now, thing is, you're not gonna help. A new path is just gonna hurt us more. Is there anything here that will help? Equibor support, yes. But that's a little too I know I did it too late. Yeah, these really do not help much, and there's nothing here that we can do. Yeah, we'll have to demobilize, unfortunately. That really sucks. Nationalism, all of these are hidden. I want to do the Sabadat pact, because that might prevent me from joining with Germany. And while it's not exactly a given, it might happen. Oh hey! We're actually producing rubber now, aren't we? What's the trade resources? Well, you have been finished, but you haven't really kicked in yet. We'll see when it comes up. Rubber, rubber, rubber. Where is my rubber? Come on, come on, come on. I want my rubber. So once it kicks in, nothing is really stopping us from actually starting up the car production. Alright, so you finished the armored train, and I think right now, field hospital. Yes, the trickle back is really important for us. We'll need these, because believe it or not, they are going to help us significantly. Alright, I'm not gonna produce another train. Let's just put you in there. 167. Let's end this episode once we distribute the machine guns, because I would like to see what the effect is gonna be. Come on, rubber. I need you. I need you. It's taking quite a long time to get it online. Alright, let's import more steel in exchange for less food, because we get a little bit more here. Alright, fuel refining 2, that's also a good technology. I don't think we need anything. Tension growth. Alright, so these ones are just focused on that. Tension growth, alright. So what's in the meantime? Power plant. Okay, there's another actual bonus to oil production, so let's get that one done. And it's going to be an immediate benefit. Outmark incident. There has been an incident recently between the British, the Germans, and the Norwegians. Despite Norwegian neutrality, not only have the British and Germans been allowed to enter neutral Norwegian waters, but the Norwegians did not interfere when the British attacked a German ship. Furthermore, they allowed the British to leave with the captured ship. Is it a sign that Norwegian neutrality is waning? I don't think so, but I would really like you to go online. Come on. I know that they recalculate from time to time, but this is a little bit, taking it a little bit too long. Alright, let's get the Roman Petroleum now. Because I really don't... Oh, I need to activate it! Alright, I had no idea. Alright, my bad. But, it worked out in the end, because we just got the factories. Alright, so where's the Guzju car? Let's put it here. And how many factories do we have? 2. So the steel cost is not actually excessive. I'm producing 4 per month. Well, it's not really what I expected. I'd like to get a little bit more here. Anything that we can take from somewhere else? Not really, but we'll produce one more factor. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna put the extra factory and take the one from the radios that we added. And how are you? Yeah, that actually equalizes steel, rubber. Cool. So goods juice are now being produced, and let's just see what the effect is gonna be on you. So if you go to armored recon there, extra 5.5 breakthrough, that's a really big bonus. Extra defense, almost 3 points of extra reconnaissance, and a 1% boost to attack in mountains and hills. And how many will we need? 30, that's 180. Alright, considering we're producing, okay, we'll produce, say, almost 4 per week. Let's say 4 per week. That means that we are not gonna have enough anytime soon. Alrighty, that's great. That is absolutely great. I just love this. But yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice, do we? Like, we need more. I could kill a little bit of the transports and put them there, but that's not gonna help us with the immediate situation, will it? It won't. Alright, how many machine guns do we have now? Do we have enough to distribute them? Yes, I think we do. So that was the ending condition for this episode. I wanted to make a little bit a longer one. We don't, because we need the double now. Oh man. Alright, we'll do that next time. Alright, so we are... Hey, but we are doing better now, 109.8%. So we're getting there. And we will deploy 2 new divisions very soon, which might even mean that we will get to where we need. You guys will train a little bit better. And you are our elite units, so... Yes, the next big thing actually, and it's like almost the last big thing, will be the construction of the anti-tank guns. And also the light cars, we'll need to put those into production. But we'll cut the light cars from the horse transports. And maybe the radios we won't be able to, but we might take later on some from the... No, not the uniforms, because we're gonna get better uniforms soon. Oh man, yeah, our industry is struggling. Yeah, we'll have to juggle it around a little bit. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.